What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to another lesson. What's poppin'? So we're back and we're talking about something. That's right, sweep picking. But not just any kind of sweep picking. The fake kind, the kind that I do of sweep picking. We're gonna cheat at sweep picking. Hey! But being totally serious, if you want tabs for what we're about to go over, that link is down below in the description. If you want to check out my free guitar course, which is not to do with sweeping, but you could tie it all together, it is right here at the fretboard decoder. That is also linked down below. And we're going to go over a way that I found, I shouldn't say I found it, no one showed it to me, I found it out, but I'm sure someone did it way before me, that's what I'm trying to say, with sweep picking, that really helped me with just grasping the technique a lot better. I'm not saying I'm some amazing sweep picker or anything like that, but this helped me a lot. So we're going to go ahead and jump into it. I got a couple different arpeggio shapes here for you, and let's just go. Now, before the lesson starts, I want to give you a little bit of context of what we're playing here. Now, essentially, the lick that we're going to be learning is an A minor 7 arpeggio. So that is going to be made up of our A note, so out of the key of A. A note, our C note, which is our minor third, so we have root, minor third. Our E note is our fifth, and then our minor 7 is actually a G note. So if you are interested in learning that stuff, that's what we're playing essentially. Now, the picking side of things, I'm going to be telling you which direction I'm going, but watch my hand for a second. So basically, when I'm ascending, going like this, my pick, what's the best camera to show this on? Maybe like this, is angled like this. You're taking the path of least resistance. That way you're not fighting your way through the strings. Now, when I descend, you'll notice my hand shifts, not this drastically, but now the pick is slanted this way. So it's getting less resistance against the strings going back this way. I notice this is a huge hurdle for people to overcome when they're trying to do sweep picking stuff, because they try to just keep their pick one way. Like this, and I couldn't do it. So if you're ascending, my pick is slanted like this. When I descend, see, there's that little motion I was telling you about. So, you know, even on little arpeggios, I do it. So just watch out for that. That is definitely a really crucial one. And let's go ahead and get talking about these then. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to learn 3 different ways to play these arpeggios and the style behind it. Now, it is sweep picking. We're still sweep picking, but you'll see why it's kind of like, it's not the typical way of sweep picking. So basically, the first arpeggio we're going to do is we're going to start on our lower strings, and we're going to be going like this. Now, this is an A minor 7. They're actually all A minor 7s. We're just playing them in either octaves or inversions and stuff like that. But here's why it makes it a little bit easier, and it's kind of like cheating the system of sweep picking. Normally when you sweep pick, a lot of the times, most of the strings have one note per string. And that requires a very quick shift out of your right hand. It's one of the reasons why sweep picking is so, you know, economical. It's basically like economy picking. Is if you're going through an arpeggio, you know, it makes more sense to just swoosh your hand down through the string. Like that. Now, what I like to do is I do more like this. So basically what happens is we have 2 notes which require either a hammer-on or a pull-off, and then a single note, and then 2 notes, a single. You can reverse that order. You could do 1 note, 2 note, 1 note, 2 note, whatever you want. So here's what the arpeggio is. We're going to go 5 hammer-on to 8 on the low E string, which is a down pick, 7 on the A, 5 on the D, and then up on 7 on the D. So okay, now the reason why this is so effective is because you notice now once we do this and we continue to expand on it, we have a lot more strings that have multiple notes on them versus just a single note. Like if you did like a normal arpeggio, the way it's usually taught in books is like that. Like if you did A minor, for example, like this. And that's how you do it. Now you notice most of those strings had only one note on. That means you're changing strings very quickly with your right hand. The reason why this other way that I'm kind of doing it, now it is essentially a different chord. It's an A minor 7. We have to add that minor 7 in there to make the pattern work. But it still works in pretty much all the same situations. But you'll notice that you'll end up having a lot more strings with 2 notes on them, where you're doing a hammer-on and it buys our right hand time. That's the whole, secret behind this side of the sweep picking stuff. So it's still totally sweep picking, but we're just giving our hand a little bit more time to think, especially when you start doing larger arpeggios, like 5, 6 string arpeggios. So like I said, it's down 5, hammer on 8, 7 on the A, which is the down, 5 on the D, and then up on 7, and you do a pull off. Then I'm gonna go 7 on the A, and then up on 8 on the low string. So we go down, 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 up, up, up. Okay, so that's the first one. It gets where you can do that one. Those thicker strings can be tough, but make sure that your notes are getting an even amount of playtime. You don't want to be like something like that. We want a nice, calm, spaced out arpeggio right now. Now, how we're kind of linking these all together is I'm going to an octave, and I'll show you how they connect here in a second. But for now, I want you to practice them as individuals. So the next one goes like this. And it's essentially the same thing, but it's a little bit different shape with different fingers, and we're using different strings. So you're going to go on this one, 7, hammer on to 10. This is basically out of box 2. These are all out of our pentatonic scale. So 7, hammer on 10 on the D, and then 9 on the G, and then 8, 10 on the B, which is down, up. So down, 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 up, pull off, and then you're going to go 9 on the G, and then 10 on the D, which is another up. So, okay? So that's that one now, essentially. Now, connecting them is where it gets a little bit tricky, because it's not just this up and down motion. Now we're actually sliding and connecting stuff. So. Notice my right hand is very calm. It's very relaxed, and it's because with those hammer-ons and slides and stuff like that, it's buying my hand time. It gets actually like these little microseconds to rest, and it's not as intense. Now, I'm not saying don't learn normal sweep picking, because you totally should, but this is just another way, and to me, a little bit more of a rhythmic way of playing these arpeggios. So if we connected, I'm going to go like this. 5, hammer on 8, 7 on the A, 5, hammer on 7 on the D, and then I slide up to 10 on the D. So now the reason I have to do that there, and I'm not picking up, is because I want my right hand to remain in that sweeping motion. Now the challenging part of this is rhythmically you have to get your hand very in time to get used to these pauses and breaks in it being used, essentially. So and I go down on 9 and down on 8. So I'm losing my train of thought. And up on 10, pull off, 9, 10, slide down 7, pull off to that 5, 7, 8. So this part here is going. Basically, you're only picking the starting note on the D string. So. And once you get to where you can really connect them, you can start moving around a lot. It's very, an easy way to kind of navigate the fretboard that isn't just doing this, all the time. Okay, so let's move on to the third shape now, which is all the way up here. Which, like I said, is the same arpeggio. It's just essentially an inversion of it. Same notes, all that good stuff. So we're gonna go 9, hammer on 12 on the G, 10 on the B, and then 8 to 12 on the high E string. Okay, so once you have that, you're going to just kind of cycle through that one. You're going to go. Now, the picking is exactly the same as the other ones. It's simply 3 downs and 3 ups. So it goes down, 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 up, pull off, down, down. So, sorry, I should say down hammer. And there's that part of it. So now how am I connecting those? Now I'm adding a bunch of different things to it. to get it to work, essentially. But and all in all, I'm just kind of moving up and down the arpeggio. So I'm starting right here on the lower one. So like I said, they're all A minor 7s. And I'm going to go 5, hammer on 8 on the low E string. Then I go to 7 on the A, which is a down. And then 5 on the D, which is also a down. Hammer on to 7, and then slide up to 10. Okay. Then I go to 9 on the G. Then I go to 8 on the B. 10, which is an up. Pull off. Up on 9 on the G, up on 10 on the D. So watch my right hand for a second. And notice how when I go through that, my pick is literally waiting and resting on the G string before I even play it. So while my hand is sliding, my right hand is literally waiting for it to play it. So I'm like super prepared to play this next arpeggio. Okay. Now here we have to kind of make a transition. I end it with my ring finger. I'm going to go 9, hammer on 12 on the G, which is pointer to pinky, which is the down because we ended on up. So, okay, so down. So it set us up perfectly to kind of change directions again. And then 10, 8, 12, which is an up, pull off, 10, 12. Now here, it's a little bit tricky because I go back to that 9. Now you instinctually probably want to go to 10 with your middle finger. That makes it so you can't go back down. So you have to actually hit that with your ring finger, which is a little bit of a shift here, but you literally can't get back to that note without a huge shift trying to use your pointer finger. So it goes like this. So, okay, it's not that bad. Now I go back to 9 on the G, 8, 10, pull off, back to that 8, 9, 10, slide down to 7, pull off to 5, 7 on the A, 8 on the low E string, which those are all up, so I go, and there you have it. So, and like I said, if you watch my right hand, you see there's so many moments where my right hand is literally just sitting there waiting. So it's not so like intensely constant like a normal sweep pick. It gives you a lot more freedom with your right hand to just kind of like relax, you know, because sweep picking, I know for me, especially like in a live situation, if I have something I have to like do, you know, normal sweep picking, it's intense and stressful because I always get tensed up and I do it too fast. I'm just like, you know, and it's not the way that I would play if I'm, you know, sitting down or something like that. But what I found is these arpeggios, you know, it's easy for me to kind of jump in. And all those are the same, you know, 2-note, 1-note, 1-note, 2-note concept that we just talked about here today. Alrighty, homies, that's going to be it for us here today. Hey! So other than that, I hope you enjoyed that video. Get the tabs. Those are all linked down below for you in the description. And check out my free guitar course. And yo, we're going to be out of here. Hope you enjoyed it. Peace out, homies. Get your guitars up because we're guitar high-fiving our way out of here.